Afternoon, everyone. We are back. As again, we got a lot to cover, so let's get started, guys. Let's see, what do we have here? Again, we got Hillary Clinton endorses Biden amid sex assault scandal. Well, why am I not surprised, guys? Let's see, what do we have here? The article reads, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton will endorse presumptive Democrat presidential nominee Joe Biden, creepy Joe Biden, during a virtual town hall event on Tuesday, according to fake news CNN, like always. The report comes as Biden faces mounting pressure to respond to allegations of sexual assault by Tara Reade, his former Senate staffer. Well, of course, no one really wants to cover this whole thing right now because they're trying, as I've said and others, to protect creepy Joe Biden, guys. It's no surprise. I mean, give me a break, man. This is Hillary Clinton we're talking about here. This is the same woman who laughed years ago when she used to be a lawyer, when she was defending a sexual rapist or whatever, and when the rapist got a very light sentence, Hillary actually sat there and laughed. And, man, unbelievable, guys. Well, the article here further reads, Clinton, who is being dubbed as Biden's special guest this afternoon, teased her appearance in a tweet with a photo of then Vice President embracing her as then President Barack Obama looks on in the Oval Office. The twice failed White House candidate will talk about the impact of the Chinese coronavirus is having on women during the event. Well, imagine that. The attack, the overall, the impact that this is having on women. I mean, what about others in general? You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody for that matter. Especially, our first responders as well, again, who are out here working effortlessly, and as I just stated in my previous video, are being censored because they're calling for the country to be reopened, guys. But moving on, before we get off track here, guys, but let's see, what do we have here? The article further reads, however, it is unclear whether Clinton will address Reade's allegations. I'm pretty sure she won't. The longtime Democrat figure's husband, former President Bill Clinton, who could ever forget him, and, of course, the Monica Lewinsky, incident. But moving on, has faced multiple allegations of sexual assault and infamously engaged in an affair with then White House intern Monica Lewinsky. Yeah, there you go, guys. But moving on, guys, we're going to continue to monitor this, but it's no surprise, guys. I mean, again, Hillary could, very well jump in this thing anytime, given, these allegations with Tara Reade. But here we go. We got another one here where the headline here reads, Tara Reade's one more victim of media that's protected Democrats for decades. Well, of course, we know, again, as I've stated and others, CNN is protecting these people, guys. Like they did with the whole the Larry King Live in 1993, where Tara Reade's mother called this in, and where's CNN when it comes to covering this? Nowhere. But moving on, the article reads here, Tara Reade has absolutely no chance earning any attention or sympathy from the corporate media over increasingly credible sexual assault allegations against Joe Biden. But of course, this is how the media works. They're very biased, just like the Democrat Party is. It's a double standard thing, because look what happened, again, as I've stated and others said, when it came to Justice Kavanaugh after being appointed by President Trump. They tried to ruin this man's life with these false allegations and stuff, to try to take him down simply because, in my opinion, he was appointed by President Trump. And they didn't want him to take the chair because, one, he was not a Democrat, excuse me, he was a Republican, and it was the Democrats who were trying to stop him. And I truly believe that Dr. Blasey Ford was their plan B. But moving on, where it goes to further read, she has no chance whatsoever, and it's useless and pointless and a waste of energy for any of us to complain about this injustice. It is what it is. Sorry. But in reality, that is exactly what it is. It's really sad and unfortunate that this young victim may not even get any justice, because this is how the Democrat Party and the leftist media really are, guys. But moving on, the article here further reads, it's not just the establishment media are hopelessly corrupt and driven by the poison of extreme partisanship. There is also the fact that media have decades of experience in covering up sexual misconduct allegations against Democrats, while at the same time blowing up every allegation against Republicans. Exactly. Even though those coming from a ridiculous liar like Christine Blasey Ford, once again, just as I said now, guys, and look how much coverage it got when it came to Justice Kavanaugh again. I mean, the media and the leftist Democrats tried to ruin this man's life. And when it backfired in their face, of course they all stood quiet about it because they had nothing else to go on, guys. But look how they tried to protect Harvey Weinstein and Bill Clinton, and of course it just doesn't make any sense whatsoever, guys. But of course it's just absolutely ridiculous. But moving on, again, I will be leaving links in the description box below where you can read further into this yourself, guys. But what do we have here? Let me click on this. Where the headline here reads, Trump net approval on coronavirus response hits new low. Well, this should be pretty interesting to read. Give me a second here. Where the article here reads, a majority of voters, 51%, disapprove of how President Donald Trump is handling the coronavirus crisis. On Monday's morning consult survey revealing that Trump is 8 points underwater on this issue, marked Trump's worst showing since tracking began at the end of February. But the article further reads here, the poll conducted April 24th and through the 26th with a margin of error of a plus to none, 2 percentage points, found that 43% approves of how Trump is dealing with the coronavirus crisis at this time. We do know that at least 93% of the Republican Party do approve of the job that he is doing as well right now, but all we can do is just kind of wait and see. But I do think he is doing a great job by doing all that he can to try to keep the American people on our feet, and by sending out these stimulus checks again. But of course, as well, President Trump wants to reopen the economy, but right now, Democrat governors everywhere, wherever it may be, refuse to open up, the country everywhere again, and it's just not fair at all. And of course, now look what just happened with 2 doctors in California who been censored for calling for the reopening of the country. I mean, come on now, guys. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But this is one of the main reasons why we need to, people have had enough of this, as I've said earlier, where the headline here reads, again, Mega May Day, as we're soon approaching May, again, we're just right around the corner, and of course this Friday, again, we are going to be having a big rally protest here in the downtown area, which I will be attending, so you do not want to miss that. I should be getting video. But the headline here reads, Mega May Day, freedom rallies planned across America to protest lockdowns. Well, why not, guys? I mean, the American people are getting sick and tired of this. We all want to go back to work and just live our normal lives. But it's just the media hype, and it's these politicians once again. But moving on, where the article here reads, Mega May Day, freedom rallies are slated to pop up across America Friday, May 1st, aimed to send a message to local and state government tyrants that it's time to safely and responsibly reopen the country, of course. As I've stated here, our own governor just a couple of weeks ago, or say about maybe 3 weeks ago or so, had stated that there had been a curve, in the cases of coronaviruses here in the Chicago area and whatnot. But as we were soon approaching the deadline, decided to extend the stay-at-home order until the end of May now. But he did manage to lift some of the restrictions again. But the article further reads here, the drive-in rallies for freedom encourage participants to head to their state capital or local government buildings to protest the nationwide lockdowns and demand independence from China, not allowing the country to control trade, supply chains, or anything else that affects the daily life, health, happiness, and of American citizens. Correct. That is so true, guys. But it's mostly these Democrats, guys, but it just doesn't make any sense at all. But I hope that many of you will be out there rallying and protesting wherever it is that it may be taking place again. But There's a list here of places where these events are scheduled to take place. Again, I think it was just 5 days ago they were protesting in Los Angeles, California. I know they were just recently protesting in Minneapolis, Minnesota, as well as Michigan, Texas, many other places again. But of course we are going to be protesting here in Chicago Friday, May 1st. So I hope that you're all ready to look out for that. Again, I will be there to get video. But tell me, what do you guys think about this whole thing? I mean, because it's just absolutely ridiculous, guys, what is going on. But again, we need to pray for those, again, affected by this terrible virus. And of course, our first responders as well. But with that being said, everyone, for those of you watching again for the first time, please do feel free to subscribe and be sure to hit that little bell. So whenever a video is uploaded, you will be notified. But with that being said, everyone, God bless, and please do stay tuned.